Hello everyone and welcome to 6 out of 7 podcast. This is episode 8. I am Liam.
And I'm Calum.
Yay, Calum.
Attacking with energy.
Yeah.
And too quiet at the start.
We always peak at the start. It always gets like, hello! And then it's like, it's a cone.
That is the best it gets. That's the best, the first second.
Yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed the soundcast.
The soundtrack one. I'll leap in there. That was the soundtrack one we did. Episode 7. Hope you liked it. It was a bit shorter. Maybe that's good. Maybe we should try and be in that
concise.
Ballpark. Yeah.
I think people prefer that.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
I listened to it.
To an hour. Yeah, so did I.
It's
I didn't even
we
mean
were quite
to.
funny.
I was like trying to skip through.
Yeah.
And just listen to parts, but then I ended up listening to the whole thing.
I'm really sorry, Stephanie, again. I'll say that. That was a bad
For
bit.
what?
My enormous comment.
Yeah.
My enormous comment. That wasn't good.
Well, you said the wife wasn't enormous.
Yeah, but I caught myself out in a way that sort of outed me as thinking it.
So today, this is going to be kind of a weird one. We took two actors that are in at least one film together.
Yes.
And we've just kind of looked at their career
Separately.
as a whole. Separately, we're coming together.
This is an odd one.
Yeah.
It's a film report.
The cat's been playing up. She's cleaning herself now. She looks a bit sleepy.
In case you're curious about what's happening with the cats.
Yeah, we tried to do a review of us, which still might go out.
All time will tell.
Yeah, but...
Who's your actor?
Mine's is Emma Stone. You probably know that from the title, because I'm going to call it Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling.
There's no reveal at all.
Yours is...
Ryan Gosling, there's no reveal.
What one do you prefer?
Who of those two?
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling.
You're sexist.
Probably.
And you can leave my house.
Oh. It's going to make this podcast more difficult.
Yeah, Emma Stone is in more crap than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah. I haven't watched everything she's seen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Emma Stone.
Your taste is personal and valid.
No. It's not. I don't mean it like that. Like I think to look at her filmography,
her body of work,
most of it. I think up until what's The Help?
Oh, The Help's quite good.
Right, up until like that. Well, maybe even
that was like 2010, 2011, something like that.
She's in some good stuff early on, but I was surprised for the fact that she's won a Best Actress award.
Oh,
how little!
What did she win that for?
La La Land.
La La Land.
Which is
why we're doing this podcast. That's so
funny. I can talk about La La Land. I think
more. Probably. I mean, it's like that's what happened in episode 7. Was like we talked about that film and we had a surprising amount to discuss about La La Land. So this brought on. It spawned episode 8.
It's a good film to talk about. So
we'll get there at the end, guys.
Well, what's your after looking at? Obviously, we're both fans of his, so we kind of know his filmography. But to actually look at someone's
it's curious.
I
mean, I haven't seen everything that he's been in. I'm not going to claim that, but I watched a sort of a smattering. I watched The Believer yesterday. I watched Drive, which I love. That was just like an excuse to watch Drive. So any excuse. I watched that. I watched The True Believer. No, it's called The Believer, the first one. His first sort of big breakout film after he was like a Mouseketeer. Did you watch any of that stuff? Like him?
No, I've seen him on Graham Norton, which I really enjoy, and he was talking about his dancing upbringing, and they showed some, and I don't know, it doesn't seem like the way he talks about it. Like I think you can kind of tell these ones that were pushed at a young age to do it, and are kind of dead behind the eyes. He's a bit dead behind that. It's just a curious career, and like the films that he's been in. Some of them are bad, but I think it's probably just more suited to our tastes. I feel like it's very hard. He's hot.
He's an attractive man. Whoa. Like a lot of the things.
Well, lower the temperature.
Sorry, I think he's got a symmetrical face. That's not like super controversial to say. I think Emma Stone's got a very symmetrical face.
She's beautiful,
actually. And like I don't know her filmography as well. No, so this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're about to learn about. Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to start? How are we gonna do this?
Right. So I'm just gonna. Basically, what I done was I made a list of every big film she's in. I didn't want to do it like she's in like Sleeping Dogs, the game.
Oh.
And she's in something called
the Yakuza game.
Yeah. She's in The Croods.
Oh yeah. I've seen
I didn't write that down because I've not seen it. But she's in The Croods too.
The second one as well.
It's coming out soon.
Oh, good for her.
So good on her. So I just kind of wrote down all the biggies.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
The biggie smalls, if you will.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I always do the correctly. I've got notes for days, man, but you've got...
So let's just do it. Let's not talk about how well you've done it. Let's just hear you do it.
Just pat myself on the back.
Well done.
Sometimes you just need that.
Yeah.
So the first film she was in, 2007, Superbad. She plays Jules.
She's
a fan?
I was more of a fan of it as a teenager.
Yeah, obviously.
I think everyone was.
That part with McLovin, that is...
Yeah, I mean... to
be young.
to be young.
Yeah.
I'm inside, or whatever the fucking line is.
Oh,
it's like
I forgot that happened.
It's horrid, mate. Actually, really gross. And like, I don't know why teenage me thought that was the cleverest thing ever.
You were a dirty dog.
Maybe. I think it was, again, it's very told from the male teenage perspective. Right, like so much film is.
Right, it's a comedy film from like 2007.
But I don't think teenage girls found it as funny. Maybe they did.
Maybe.
Write in if you agree. Write in if you disagree.
Emma Stone was in it. Maybe people loved her in it. I don't know. But yeah, it's not. I've not watched it for maybe 2 weeks or something like that.
As many as that. Fucking hell.
No, I've not seen it in a long time.
Do you have it on DVD?
I don't own it.
That would have been a good one if I caught you out.
Like, oh fuck, I do love it.
I've got
actually.
3 copies.
No, I think it's okay. I think I like.
She's quite good in it.
Yeah, exactly.
She's right in it.
She's kind of the same in everything, I would say.
It's a character role. She's a character.
I think she brings a lot of like her own personality to every role she's in. Yeah. Basically. But she's fine in it. Like she's Jonah Hill's love interest.
Right.
That's one of those things. It's like, would they
ridiculous
in real life?
What a ridiculous thing to propose, just because he's like funny and a bit winning, that this amazingly gorgeous woman would fall in love with him.
Do you not remember the bit where he talks about drawing dicks?
Yeah.
I wanted to date him.
Well, I mean...
But anyway, let's not talk about Superbad too long. So she's in that, she's good. That was probably the first thing I seen her in as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider that, like, though, when she first hit my radar.
That is her first film.
Right. But, like, I saw that film and I
she's in The Rocker after that, from 2008.
I was going to guess Zombieland.
No, and then she's done a lot of films, man. The House Bunny in 2008 also.
More films.
2 films a year. That's not...
She's got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
She's got to pay the bills, mate.
Right, I'll give it my kind of overview, but
please,
the amount of films she's in is incredible. Prolific. And then it goes Ghost of Girlfriend Past, which again I've not seen. Paperman, which again I've not seen.
Okay.
And then Zombieland, and that's all in the same year.
Good for her.
Fucking...
She's been working like a dog.
Hard, man. Yeah. Zombieland is like, she's Wichita and that.
She's really good in that.
She's good, yeah. She's just, again, kind of the same.
Yeah,
she's a bit tougher.
I think like when they had to contrive like she's a damsel in distress at the very end, and like she didn't need to be a damsel at all, but like what's his face needs that moment of heroism where he fights that clown. It's
what's his name?
Oh, I don't know. He's Lex Luthor,
and
he's Mark Zuckerberg as well. Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Pinkman.
No, Eisenberg.
No.
Breaking
Bad.
No, it's a good one. That's a different film.
Michael Cera.
Different film, different person. Jesse Eisenberg.
Arrested Development.
Stop it. What is this podcast? I feel like she had to do that. She had to be like, she needed again. Like she's so attractive, and yet she's getting with these like gross, like kind of.
He's okay.
Nah,
he's alright.
Do better, Emma. Do better, Wichita. You know, like even though you are essentially the last people on the planet,
she does kind of do better, like in her real.
In real life, yeah, but like talking about films here.
Zombieland, it's good, it's fine.
Zombieland 2's coming out this year.
Yeah, and again she's
coming back,
reprising her role.
Interesting.
It is what it is. It's a horror comedy.
Pretty good soundtrack. Did it not? Film The Bells Toll? No, didn't rate it.
I can't remember.
Film The Bells Toll. This was like a big.
Oh, like Metallica?
Yeah, the opening number.
I have no idea what you were saying there.
Yeah, I was saying the song title.
Bell and Sebastian.
I was saying the song title every time, and you just didn't get it.
Maybe I should rewatch it. Maybe I would love it.
What films have you watched in order to facilitate this podcast?
I've seen Zombieland. I've seen Easy A, which I watched last night. She's Olive in it.
Yes.
And
it's like a big breakout, was it?
I guess so, yeah. That was the first one she was up for award in, I want to say. I kind of wrote down our main awards.
I haven't done any of that.
Yeah, it's a poor report on Calum's part. I would not.
No, I've just got a different report.
It's fine. Easy is it's fine.
It's an easy watch.
Some of it's, I found myself laughing at it. And
what's the premise?
So she is in high school and she is a virgin.
That's the
Do you need any more?
Yeah.
And
what
then
happens?
like men, she pretends she lies about breaking her virginity. That sounds weird. Is that a phrase?
No, losing it.
Losing or
you lose it. You lose it. You sort of leave it in the bed somewhere.
Oh God.
I think so. I think that's what you do.
Dear Lord. Right, I need to stop saying dear Lord because I've had comments about that.
Really?
From my wife.
Stop praying.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. That is Lent. Anyway, yeah, and then she lies about it, and then there's a guy who's gay, and he's like, I don't want to be known as a gay person, let's pretend we slept together, and then from that there's like a fat guy, and then there's a few other like losers
For whom sex makes them interesting.
It makes it cool. And then she starts wearing like a corset to school because she falls out with her best friend. It's not the best. But the comedy in it, some of it lands.
Yeah, I thought it was,
a lot of it. You seen that?
Some of it's quite well written. Some of it's quite like funny, charming.
A lot of it's quite witty.
Someone tried. Someone worked hard on that, and Emma Stone well deserved. That was when she sort of launched, right? Yeah. That was the launch pad.
Yeah, I think she definitely makes the film better than it could have been if it was someone else in it.
Is it because she's ginger? Do you think that she's this sort of outcast? And if she was a blonde character, when she was blonde, people didn't quite.
She was Gwen Stacy.
She wasn't given quite that sort of outsider status.
I don't know because
do we hate gingers still?
I don't. I'm married to one.
Right in if you do. Right in if you don't.
No, I think she's a pretty ginger.
Yeah, but it's yeah, I suppose
she's a freak.
She's a freak, but yeah, she is in all these films. Like in Superbad, she's kind of the popular kid, but she's kind of quirky and interesting.
She's right. Anyway, let's move on.
Let's not go back to
She's got redhead. She's got redhead.
She
does. Crazy Stupid Love.
Yep. My guy's in that.
Yeah. Well, this is why I've got an asterisk beside it. Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay. They're quite that they fit. I feel like they're quite a similar level of attractiveness.
I can't believe they didn't date in real life. Maybe they did, and it's just a big secret.
It's a big secret. Is that what this podcast is about? Goss.
I like
Ryan Gosling goss.
He entertainment podcast.
We're just gonna spread lies and stuff.
No, he's happily married to
Eva Mendes.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
He seemed like a nice.
Don't steal my fact.
He changed where his wedding ring was for La La Land. He put it on the other side,
but he was still wearing it. But he still wore it.
They seemed like a happy wee couple. Yeah, I like the bit in that where Ryan Gosling takes his top off. And
that's the bit everyone talks about,
and she goes, "Oh, come on!" I really,
you're virtuoso. I was in the room with Emma Stone just then. That was impressive.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, and he's good. Not. I mean, say what you want, right? He's a good-looking man, but he doesn't look in terrific shape compared to modern standards.
I'm not even going to.
I'm not saying we should take our shirts off and compare. I'm just saying that
Let's never do that.
Let's never do that. But in the scene, right, it's sort of oh my god, look how ripped he is. But it's quite an achievable level of fitness.
He's ripped.
I think compared to 2011, is it? When is it?
Crazy. Yeah, too.
So
good guess.
No, because I did my book report.
You probably read my notes.
I can read upside down. I did my book report. Anyway, male standards of beauty 2011 changed. Nowadays, you've got to be Magic Mike, 0% body fat, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. He doesn't look on that level of fitness. So when you go back and watch it,
he's not meant to though. He's not meant to look like a superhero or like a stripper. Oh wait, what is he in that again? Is he a stripper? No, he's just like a dating expert.
Yeah, he's just
I don't like him in it. I think he's like a shit in it.
Yeah,
but
I don't think he plays the shit very well.
No, he's really unlikable, and you're like, Ryan,
do better.
No, not do better, but come on, I like you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Then after that, there's The Help, which is her. It's not her breakout because she's already.
But it's she's a serious actor.
Yeah, this is her being
serious
check
actor.
Me out.
Yeah. I like The Help.
What's that about? Is it racist?
It's anyway.
Racism
in America, 60s. Women, The Help.
Okay, I've not seen it. Maybe should I watch it?
If you want.
Should have watched it before this podcast, probably.
Yeah, I don't know why we're really going through the lists.
Because it's we're comparing and contrasting.
But it's just we're the Wikipedia article.
Theme and variation, my friend. The Amazing Spider-Man, which is
there we go. We can talk about that.
She's Gwen Stacy. She's good.
Yeah, she would have been Mary Jane, surely, as a ginger. That'd have been nice, would it?
Mary Jane was meant to be in the second one.
So she was. Someone else playing her. Wouldn't it be funny if Emma Stone played both Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane?
That'd be fantastic.
I'd love that. This just went really weird. Just they had conversations and he was looking between the both of them. That'd be funny.
That'd be great.
Let's do it. Andrew Garfield, what are you doing right now?
What is he doing?
They still dating?
No, they broke up.
Oh.
And I think I was going to say 2011. I think that was before they met. No, yeah, it's good. It's I don't know, where it stands in Spider-Man films.
Right, but her in it is quite good. I think she's
fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
I mean, she's Gwen Stacy. She runs about a bit.
Yeah, she's one of the interesting Spider-Man sort of in the girls that Spider-Man dates. I think Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy, the band. She's good. She's interesting. I thought. She's actually had a bit of grief and sadness. Mary Jane's life isn't filled with as much pain as Peter's.
Her father was abusive.
Yeah, right. That's like retcon though. That's not really.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
Is that canonical?
Yeah, well, in the Maguire verse.
Right. Well, I don't follow the Maguire verse. My reading.
Still hoping for number 4.
It's coming. It's on the way.
It's definitely not.
She's good in that. Is that our position?
Yeah, she's solid. She's all round solid.
She broke her neck in the second one.
Did she?
Yeah, the end.
Oh, right. I thought you meant in real life.
I don't think she's broken her neck in real life.
I mean, people do that and they come back.
They come back from it.
Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Look at Bear Grylls.
Did he break his neck?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Rude. Swear.
Movie 43.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I forgot about that film.
It's a shame she's in it.
I forgot. Well, there's so many people in it.
Yeah, but what? I mean, Hugh Jackman's in it and I can forgive that.
Yeah.
Because he's fantastic.
Could you give a 2-sentence description of what that film is? Is it possible?
It's producers or directors who are... Not really.
Not really. Should I bring up the Wikipedia?
No, don't.
He doesn't like
I hate it because he takes too long. It's like watching my dad try and do it.
They don't know how long it takes.
Yeah, and then it's the film is comprised of like a bunch of films that they want to make,
but none of them are very good.
But they're all terrible ideas, and that's the joke. So you've got like Hugh Jackman with like he's got balls on his chin. And like that's and he's on a date and that's the joke. And
wow.
You've got her story. I'm sure is she's on a date with Richard Gere, and there's that story about the gerbil.
Yeah.
And inside Richard Gere, and he's got one in his house, and him and Emma Stone and the gerbil start dating or something like that.
Christ.
It's a shame she's in it.
Does Stephanie mind if I say Christ or dear Lord? Do you think? Probably fine. No, I'll probably do it.
You could do anything.
Christ alive, that film sounds awful. Emma Stone, what were you thinking?
Money, I think, or like a favour to someone.
A favour.
Be in this film, and then you can be in.
It's probably like 20 minutes of.
She was in Gangster Squad after that, so maybe it
that's on our list. That's a congruent one.
I don't like it.
I didn't like Gangster Squad.
It's very. Who's the guy that made Moulin Rouge and The Great Gatsby?
Is it Baz? What's his plus?
If he made like a gangster film. Do you know what, it's
very primary colours.
Yeah, it's very
Lerman.
shiny.
Baz Lerman? Is that am I saying? You're going to Google? No, he's taking my phone off me. Right in. We don't even know if it's Baz Lerman. Might not be.
Right, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, it's that kind of, it's pretty to look at, but it's an inch deep.
Their suits are so pristine throughout the film. Like gangster film, your suit should look nice at the start, but it should get gritty and covered in blood and sweaty and gross.
It's like your
by the half-hour mark. I just think that's something that I've observed and think that Gangster Squad failed to observe. They're too nice and clean shaven.
Stephanie really likes it. I don't. Yeah, it's not what I think of she's not a fan of like Goodfellas and Casino and stuff though. So I think that's.
And the premise is quite cool of Gangster Squad, like policemen who are willing to do like the fucked up stuff.
They'll do anything.
But
they'll kiss Emma Stone
if they have to.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh,
if they have to. She's ginger. But that's
is she ginger? She is ginger in that.
She is red in that. Yeah.
From there, Amazing Spider-Man 2. This was the first film me and Steph seen in the cinema, so
long-time listeners will know.
Very nostalgic. I like it. I really like it. It got a lot of bad press, but I really like it.
Jamie Foxx wasn't very good.
No, like I don't know why they went with Electro for their second villain.
Yeah. I like Electro. I think it could be done well.
It could be done. It wasn't done well.
Done well.
Dane DeHaan's in it as the new Goblin or whatever.
Young Goblin.
He's not good in it either. But like he's not. This is the thing. I'm so nostalgic about it.
Yeah.
That I'm like, yes,
it covers,
I like him.
It covers all rational thought. Yeah.
He's not.
Fair enough. Your opinion is valid. I keep having to say that. You're allowed to think what you think, man.
Do you like it?
Amazing Spider-Man 2? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a Spider-Man film.
Exactly.
I think I think Andrew Garfield was a very good Spider-Man. And in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he is much more Spider-Man than he is Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, I'm willing to let a lot slide. Jamie Foxx was not. He looked weird. They had was he green screened? Was he like what? What did they do to him?
Well, I think did they draw paint him sometimes?
It wasn't clear throughout really. And that was a sort of as a villain, it had a good soundtrack. I seem to remember, or like when he collided with the electro coils, it went boom and made a good noise. Yeah,
well, there's that bit where he turns into electricity and he plays "Along Came a Spider" and dubstep. Calum, this isn't a good thing. I like that bit. There's that bit at the end where it's in the trailer. He's he's fighting a rhino when he's actually in his proper rhino suit.
Yeah, and, that's that in credit bit. That's like
and he's like
moment.
spinning and spinning, and he's got the manhole like on his web, and you think this is going to end with a big fight for 20 minutes, but then it literally just ends like that.
Yeah.
A
bit like the series in Hull. Series in Hull? Series, a bit like the Amazing Spider-Man series in Hull. You think it's going to go somewhere, and then whoops, never mind.
Bit disappointing, but yeah, I've got a lot of love for it. Would I like to see number 3?
What would they have done in 3? Sinister 6?
The cats are chasing each other.
Sinister 6?
Yeah, anything.
Just like the problem was
more.
Not enough villains. Just like 6 of them all at once.
No, there was too many villains.
I'm making a joke.
Were you making a joke?
I was trying.
Your voice didn't change.
Is that how you make a joke? You change your voice?
You change it, don't you?
Let's put 6 of them in.
Fantastic.
There we go. I'm learning. I'm learning how to do
Magic
this
in the Moonlight. You seen that?
No. What's that about?
I think that's a Woody Allen film.
Oh.
Where she's the magician or Colin Firth is the magician, and
she's in another Woody Allen film.
Oh, this might be something wrong then.
She's in a Woody Allen film about
Irrational Man.
Right.
Well, let's just skip Magic in the Moonlight. I'm sure Woody Allen's sitting
We're going to skip so many Ryan Gosling films, guys.
Listening to this, being like, "Oh, those idiots, those bloody idiots."
Right in. Tell us your thoughts.
Birdman.
Love Birdman.
She's good in that as well.
I love Birdman. I loved her in Birdman. Yeah.
I like that bit when Michael Keaton, her dad in it, finds her smoking weed, and then she just has this big rant at him.
Yeah.
She's great in it. She's really good in it.
Yeah, she has the final face, doesn't she? The closing shot. She's like watching him fly or whatever.
Well,
who knows?
Who knows? Much heroin.
You reckon that's what happens when you're on heroin? You look out the window and then suddenly you look up
and you're just happy.
Yeah, I guess possible.
Probably. It sounds great. Then
I think he flew at the end of that film.
Irrational Man
with Joaquin.
Ah, okay.
Is it Joaquin? Fuck.
I think it is, because he was on the poster with like sunglasses.
He's in the film. Yeah.
I know, why do I remember these?
Good for you. It's like about a professor. He's like a philosophy professor, isn't he? And he's yeah, I've seen this film. I know it well. He tries to push down an elevator shaft at the end of it, and then like he slips or he fucks up and he falls down, and Emma Stone's just like, oh man, my professor is trying to kill me. These are the bits that stick out. It's one of those like kind of bog standard Woody Allen films where it like tries to grasp at something a bit intellectual, but ends up being about like, oh, he's fucking her, he's fucking him, he's doing this, he's doing that.
Is he not a paedophile?
Yeah.
Went out with his daughter.
Anyway, it's all a mess. And Irrational Man is not up there. I wouldn't watch it.
Aloha, 2015.
Hello.
Stephanie's seen it. We were either going to watch that or Easy A last night, but it sounds like a kind of generic sort of love triangle thing.
Yeah.
So she's in the army with, what's his name? Oh dear Lord, he's really famous.
I've been forbidden from using my phone, so you're out there on your own.
Bradley Cooper and
famous.
John Krasinski and Rachel McAdams, and they're like separate couples. And
this cat is flying.
She's okay. Don't
carry on.
She just wants attention.
So I'm giving her attention.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. You hit me.
Then she'll just start going.
Carry on about Aloha, or what are you talking about?
I've not seen it, but I mean, let's move on.
It's got 4 people in it that we know.
This is why. What are we even doing?
You suggested this. Do the next one.
La La Land.
Hey,
classic.
What's your favourite song? We've done that. We did that bit. What's your least favourite song?
The one where she does the audition. And she's singing about her aunt.
She fell in the Seine.
Some fucking drag.
Yeah, and that gives her that launches her into her career.
Yeah, I would be like, get out. That was not good.
What are you talking about? You didn't even bring an instrument.
Because she doesn't have a backing track, so in reality she's just shouted in front of people, really.
Yeah, but it becomes like a weird. It's like Singing in the Rain. It becomes another.
What is this obsession? Should we do a Singing in the Rain episode?
I think you should watch Singing in the Rain and La La Land and be like, oh my god, I hate La La Land. I love Singing in the Rain.
Bullshit. That'll never happen.
Do it.
Battle of the Sexes. You seen that?
No, I want to see it. I really want to see it.
It's good. Billie Jean King. Yeah. Billie Jean King is the real person.
She's playing
him. And Steve Carell. It's maybe slightly on the nose with some of the sexism, and she develops a same-sex relationship, and that's
very diplomatic.
That's maybe on the it's kind of her husband. Right, so
is it not based on true events?
Yeah. There's
so what's life can't be on the nose, can it?
No, but there's this part where her husband walks into her hotel room because she's like touring. She's a female tennis player, which for some reason is like fought down upon for some reason. And her husband walks into her hotel room and there's another woman's bra on in the toilet, and then the husband like puts it up and is like, he like stares at it like, oh my god. And I just remember thinking, that is, if I walked in to a hotel room that Stephanie was staying on her own for some reason and found another woman's bra, I wouldn't be like, why is a lesbian?
Would you not?
I would be like, there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, there are lots of other
I would
avenues.
say, is this your bra? And then she would say, oh no, there was a girl in here, she was getting changed, she's probably just left it. And I'd be like, cool, you're not a lesbian.
Yeah, if you apply films to your life in that way, good. I'm glad you've done that, and that is the rational outcome. Yeah. I think what it shows, though, isn't it, is that like we've still got sexism to fight, because like they had that tennis match and they didn't fix it. Sexism.
Yeah, it did. It's all fine now.
Oh, it's all fine.
Yeah, that tennis game fixed it.
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah. I missed that. I'm still a bit sexist from time to time.
Jeez, you need to play tennis.
I need to watch that match. I need to watch the film.
The film is. I really want to watch the film.
I like Steve Carell. I like her. I think it'd be good.
Steve Carell's kind of desperate, I think.
Ooh.
He's like, look at all this acting I can do, and it's all kind of
what?
Like,
isn't that what all actors are?
Every time it's
look at all this acting.
Every time it's towards Oscar season, he's like, I'll do literally anything. Yeah. So what was he in this year? He was in Beautiful Boy, Vice. What, he was in something else.
Be good if we knew.
Yeah, I just feel like every Oscar season.
I think he just likes to act.
All right, Steve Carell.
We should do a Steve Carell film report.
I would do that.
Steve Carell film report.
Yeah.
Episode 9.
Maybe. Well, we've got topics for next 2 weeks.
There are plans.
And then finally, the favourite.
Favourite, we like that. We saw that together.
It's pretty good. She's good in it.
You think she's the main character?
She is the lead character in it. If anyone should have been nominated for that,
come at us, guys. We stand by that.
Is this 28 minutes in? That's fine.
That's a good length, mate.
And I just want to give like my overview of her. So throughout her career, she's been nominated 3 times for an Oscar, 2 nominated and 1 actress. Does that make sense? 2 nominated actress awards.
Yeah. Why are you doing that? Can we skip this bit? This bit seems that we don't like the Oscars. Liam, we don't like the Oscars.
No, I just want to, Liam, like, overall...
Liam, we don't like the Oscars. We did a whole episode about it.
Overall, this is what I think of her. So, like, she's won... the point I'm getting at is she's 30. She's been nominated for, like... What? She is.
Okay, carry on.
And, like, she's just been nominated, like, for a ton of stuff. She's done a ton of films. Like, she's obviously worked incredibly hard to get kind of to where she is now, if that makes sense, where she's getting a lot more, like... Well, she's in Croods 2.
Lean closer to the mic.
She's in the Croods 2 and she's in Zombieland 2, so it's not like she's doing only serious stuff, but
sure,
she's done like a ton of stuff that for the most part I guess people are enjoying. So yeah, good on her.
Good on her, and that's your final thought.
Good on Emma Stone.
Do more stuff.
10 on 10.
10 on 10? What does that mean?
6 on 10.
6 on 10.
I don't know, Partridge says it.
Oh, that's a Partridge reference.
Let's do a Partridge episode.
I'd be up for that.
I'm going to close my notepads.
Oh dear, it's all on me now.
This is all on you.
So I'm talking about Ryan Gosling. We didn't talk enough about La La Land or Gangster.
Take your shirt off.
No.
You're going to talk about it as well. Sorry, I've got a partner arguing.
He's going to, look at that noise. You telling me off about eating a samosa there.
Where's the noise?
Yeah, that big...
That wasn't that.
That was definitely that.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
So Liam said to me, he's driving, I don't drive. He was like, we're going to do a book report, we're going to a film report. Why don't you do Ryan Gosling and I'll do Emma Stone and we'll just do a podcast. That was literally what he suggested. So I come home and I'm like, right, this is what am I going to do about this? I have no idea what he means. I looked at the Ryan Gosling Wikipedia page, I read it, I consumed it, didn't read it sort of intensely, the cat's getting involved, oh dear. And
cat was just walking backwards
on its feet.
It's pretty funny.
But
wait, where are you going?
I'm trying to do a podcast Wednesday.
There you go. He just wanted into his blankie.
Fine, blankie.
Yeah.
Does he look at that thing as a blankie?
That's a blankie. If ever I saw one.
Oh, it's the cats from Aristocat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool. Trivial fact. So I read that, but I thought I can't just like become a person that reads Wikipedia pages on the internet. That's not my job. So I decided to watch some films. Films I watched. First one, 2001. Oh, we're trying to keep in mind time.
No. I was just going to get the list out.
Oh, should I get the list out as well? There we go. So, the first film he did, Frankenstein and Me, seen it?
No.
Remember the Titans? Seen it?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
He's barely in it.
Okay.
But Remember the Titans is a good film.
It's like sports, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about that old racism.
Oh, did they fix
Where
it?
are you going? Where are you going?
Wednesday
he's causing havoc.
Yeah, mate, this is it. You've done your bit, and Wednesday's like, right, so the star of the show, Liam, is finished, so now I can just do what I want.
Go. Yeah, he's good in it. Denzel Washington.
He's very young.
He's like he's a black African American man that comes to town and he wants to coach the high school football team. Obviously, it's I think early 60s, I'm going to guess. So there's a lot of prejudice, and he's in the team. He's barely in it, but he's fine in it.
Right.
Did you not find that interesting?
Take that if you want. I mean, yeah. I this is so odd.
I've seen a film.
You've seen a film, and you've just described it to me. I remember the cover actually. It's like kind of gold. The poster is gold, and his face is at the front of it, but Ryan's isn't. The Believer. This is what I foolishly thought was his first film. This is his first project after being a Mouseketeer, or whatever the fuck they call them. The Believer, and he becomes
aggressive.
Yeah, I don't like Disney, sort of that we're like training kids to be performers.
Yeah, it's kind of
like everyone's on
Nazi youth.
And then Believer,
transition
neatly into that, is sort of based on the story of Dan Burrows, loosely, who was a Jew turned neo-Nazi, was discovered to be a neo-Nazi in this New York Times article and kills himself, and it's sort of quite a tragic story, a bit about self-hatred, a bit about sort of modern America and disassociated youth, and the film does an attempt to balance all those plates, and Ryan Gosling plays the titular character, Danny. If I had his surname, I'd tell you it. It's a bit kind of in the style, when I watched, the first thing I wrote was Jewish Nazi, full stop. Compelling, attractive, intelligent white supremacist, a la Romper Stomper and American History X. Have you seen those?
Yeah, but it's like...
It's a bit like that,
It's surface deep.
Yes.
I think is like my problem. It doesn't really touch on any issues.
No, like Billy Zane's character is is running like an American sort of neo-fascist party, and they're trying to like break into the mainstream, but you have no real sense of what they're about, what their politics involves. They just kind of talk loosely around the disaffected modern America and about free market capitalism. They're like, these are bad things.
Yeah, I wasn't, when I watched the film, I wasn't like, turn me into a neo-Nazi, but it's a bit like, what's the film with Daniel Radcliffe and he's...
Imperium.
Yeah.
Similar, I think that book is the one on Dan Burrows called Imperium.
Right, okay. It's a bit like that, like it's a bit like, this is good, but you're not really...
Yeah.
It's just like, these people are bad. It's like, I get that. I get that.
Well, I mean, I liked Romper Stomper. I really like Romper Stomper as a good film. And like, I think there's something... We're quite fascinated, I think, with like attractive young men who are very intelligent, but they've just gone the wrong way. And like, if only he had encountered this book or gone into this school or done that, like, but instead he's become this, like, he is a hero among villains kind of thing, and like The Believer is very much sets you up along that path. Like Ryan Gosling is surrounded by hideous, ugly skinheads, and he's this sort of angelic little boy who's also like a great fighter. He's an angelic little boy, and he's like doing these, he's doing bicep curls at the start of it, and you're kind of like, oh, you've gone the wrong way, Ryan. And it sort of comes around to this point where he ends up being self-sacrificing and kills himself in a very strange, spoilers for The Believer 2001. And you're kind of left with this weird, like, what was that? It was an odd... I thought it was an odd film for him to choose to do, but then I haven't even remembered the time, so I don't know like whether that was a better choice.
Probably just taking anything he could.
I mean, he's the lead. He is the lead, and it had a lot of reading in and around it. Had a lot of buzz sort of out of it, like, oh, it's one of the better films of the time. It did the tours of the festivals and etc. and anon. It's just 98 minutes, really felt that length. There's a sort of they keep recurring to this black and white sequence where the Holocaust survivor tells Danny at one point about his experience during the war, and his son is bayoneted, and Ryan Gosling's character Danny keeps sort of like having memories or having flashbacks to a black and white version of this event, and in various instances of his memory of it, he is playing the different characters. Like he's the German sergeant, he's the soldier, he's the Jew, he's the boy, and it's like what over this sort of quite highly taught viola playing, and it's a bit like, oh, like what are we learning here? Very little, but it's interesting, I suppose, to think about how like modern fascism was sort of being discussed in the early 2000s, and it's the platform that they're talking about. Billy Zane's at the periphery of the story, and then that's kind of like where Trump and like all these ideas have kind of found a mainstream.
Let's
back away from that. But it's just curious.
More than enough,
Summer Phoenix is in it. Summer Phoenix is in it. Like, thank you, Liam.
Yeah.
Summer Phoenix is in it
Lords.
as the romantic interest. Again, like Romper Stomper, there's a female character who kind of can like bring him. I can save him. Summer Phoenix. This is nice. I like talking about this film. He's not into it. Summer Phoenix, like sister of River Phoenix, Rain Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix. There's also another one I forget. She's odd in it. She like wants to learn Hebrew, and it's like, why? But anyway, the final scene where he dies and he's climbing the staircase, I put is also good. What my notes say. It was a weird moment, but
he's trying to get to heaven.
He's trying to get to heaven, but he's like kind of an atheist, like he's a nihilist, but he's climbing these stairs. And anyway, so I watched that and I sat and thought about that for a bit, and then I was like, I'm getting into a thought spiral here. Let me watch something nicer.
What did you watch?
Lars and the Real Girl,
okay,
2007, written by Nancy Oliver. I've written here. So basically, Lars, played by Ryan, is a 27-year-old recluse, and he has difficulty engaging with the world. Not very clear why. There's something that's happened in the past. He lives in the garage next to the house where he used to live. His brother and his brother's wife, Emily Mortimer. Emily Mortimer's amazing in it. They live in that house, and so that's the start of it. And he's like having these. It's really funny, like dark, tragic. He's like having these conversations with people, and he's like playing this sort of awkward, reclusive man. And he falls in love with. Develops an attachment to a blow-up doll, a sex doll, mail order sex doll, and his life kind of just opens up from there. And it's sort of this heart-rending, interesting story, kind of about how he's having. It's like silly premise, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing. But I'm going to tell you guys, right? I wept. I was really sad.
You wept?
I did. I wept. There was a moment. There's so many moments. I won't go into it. I might. Who knows? Like I haven't got a lot more notes.
Let's not get into that much.
It's good. So the story, the town kind of comes around him. Like there are two options, right? A man buys a sex doll and like puts it in a wheelchair and walks it around and goes, "Hey, Bianca, like Bianca can only talk to him."
Right.
And Bianca wants coffee. Bianca, blah blah blah. Bianca's a nurse. Bianca does all this, and everyone can either go, "Oh, you're a mentalist," like fucking leave the town,
or they can go along with
they go along with it, and they decide that they've got to work. They're going to help Lars out. Lars is this socially awkward boy. He's Ryan Gosling. He's super attractive, but they've kind of made him ugly, given him a mullet and a Ned Flanders mustache, and he's kind of constantly.
Oh, is that film?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you like the poster of it. It doesn't even really look like him.
I always wondered what film he had the mustache in. So
Lars and the Real Girl, and the town kind of comes together in this weird way to help him work through his anxiety and stress, and Ryan plays this reclusive character quite well, and there was a moment.
He's a good actor.
He's a good. I was impressed by the range. I thought like actually he does the way he comports, the way he sits very. He tries to occupy as little space as possible all the time, and he has like a very convincing panic attack in one moment. There's a really touching bit where I cried. He's going to this party, right, and he's bringing Bianca in the wheelchair up to the door of the party, and he's talking to her, and he's saying, well, the thing is, Bianca, like, it's scientifically proven that people like the sound of their own name. So if you just say their name a lot, they're going to like you, right? And it's obviously that he's convincing himself about it rather than convincing this doll. But no one's around, like no one can hear him talking to Bianca. But that's what obviously is happening. And it's quite like, oh fuck. And then he goes in and he has this awkward encounter, and everyone sort of, oh hey Bianca, blah 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 blah. It's sort of.
Where did you watch it?
I watched it on Amazon Prime. Prime. And so then they welcome her in. It's sort of they get over that moment. It's a bit weird. And then they cut. There's a scene transition, and someone puts on Talking Heads. This Must Be the Place, and they go and they're having a dance. Everyone's dancing in this room, and one of the other members of the town is like wheeling Bianca around in the chair, right, and like kind of dancing with the sex doll. It's funny. And then the camera moves up, and Lars is sort of dancing with himself, kind of crying to Talking Heads, This Must Be the Place. And it's like, I was like, fuck, this film is so dumb, but I'm like, it's got me. It's got me right where I live, man. Right where I live. And it was just, I'm feeling a bit funny now, just thinking about it.
Dear Lord.
Really,
is that what you relate to do?
Because I was going to cry. No, I wasn't like 7 to cry. Lars and the Real Girl, I'd really recommend it. It's so tragicomic. It's like,
I'm going to watch it.
You know Her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the way Her is like actually kind of a serious film about like what love is in the modern age. This, I kind of went into Lars and the Real thinking, oh, this is going to be like kind of like a daft version of that. And they do that. They do like moments where Bianca is, they like cut to Bianca, and like there is a bit where they're at mass, and it's like everyone's at mass and they're doing the service, and they cut, and Lars is standing there singing a hymnal, and then the sex doll is there reading his hymnal as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously they're cutting that in order for them to laugh. They go to the doctors. Obviously there's a female, like a psychiatrist that's talking to Lars, and they're kind of working out the problem. But they come out of the office, and Bianca is sitting there as a kid, sitting on Bianca's lap, like playing with the hair.
Yeah.
And Lars is going like, Bianca loves kids, and it's just like hilarious, weird. Okay, just keep coming at you from weird. Honestly, I couldn't. The film didn't do very well.
Did it not?
It didn't do very well. It wasn't very.
That's how I know what's out of it.
Believe it or not, it didn't do very well.
I mean, who made that film?
Nancy Oliver wrote it, directed by Craig someone, Gillespie. I don't know.
Giuseppe.
If I had that information, I'd tell you, Liam. I'm not trying to keep that information from you, which I haven't written it down. It's good, man. After watching The Believer, I was like, Ryan Gosling is playing this weird neo-Nazi, odd. This film's like exactly just sort of
sounds like
100% recommend it. Look at me.
Know about,
I'm only talking about a few films, and this is it. Lars and the Real Girl, 2007. Would recommend it. Made me cry. Talking Heads.
Sweet.
Talking Heads. Final film. He did lots of films. You can find it on Wikipedia. Lost River, written, directed that.
Tell us about it.
2014. Described here in my pen as American fantasy neo-noir. It's like a Detroit fairy tale. Basically, like...
Is he in it?
He's not in it at all.
No. But he directed.
He wrote, directed, and co-produced his film, like his debut sort of thing. It's basically the story of this family, Bones, teenage boy, Billy, the mum, Christina Hendricks. The boy is played by, I haven't written his name, that's embarrassing, Ian something. And then there's another... No, why stop just adding surnames to the names of things?
I thought it might have an Ian Curtis.
I'm going to look it up.
Don't.
They're living in Detroit, struggling with money. Dave is played by Minson, is the bank manager, and Christina Hendricks, Billy, comes to him and goes, I haven't got any money, I need to make some money. So she's having that story where he kind of owns this club and she has to work in this club, and she's having that story. And then Bones, the little boy, the teenager, is stripping copper from the houses in order to earn some money to make his car work. He wants to leave, obviously. And he is sort of being pursued by Bully, character played by Matt Smith. So it's kind of somewhere between a naturalistic story and like a sort of modern fairy tale.
Yeah,
so
it looked like fantasy.
It's weirdly fantastical, yeah. It's really, and the score totally plays that off very well, and it's shot in quite a curious way. Stuff's coming at you from the side. Saoirse Ronan's in it as kind of a princess type character who lives with her granny, who is essentially Miss Havisham. Like, she'd sit and watching the video of her getting married, and she like refuses to leave and like doesn't do anything basically. And it's like kind of weird. How do they eat? Where do they get all their food from? These are questions.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it, right? Just like watch the film. Bully is played by Matt Smith. He's quite good. Is
Matt Smith the Doctor Who guy?
He's the Doctor Who guy.
I hate that guy.
He cuts people's lips off. That's basically his thing, and he wants all the copper in Detroit. So that is where Bones and Bully, that's how they come to loggerheads. And yeah, it's just a sort of weird story about Bones and Billy's various sort of, they're fighting with the oppressors and trying to like get by in life and sort of, I don't know, make ends meet, trying to figure it out. But it's just it's a weird story, and it's like all set in Detroit, and lots of it is sort of like these sort of dilapidated buildings, and stuff is sort of gross and horrid.
Would you recommend it?
It's a curious thing to watch, because like again, it's like this is the film that Ryan really wanted to get made, and like these are the stories he wants to tell. Like young Ian,
he's not done anything since though.
It didn't do very well.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't.
Is that why though? Do you think?
I don't know. Maybe he's waiting to develop his palette a bit more, develop his artistic sense.
I think he would.
I don't think I'm selling it. You reckon? He's probably got.
Do you not
money.
think?
Eva Mendes is in it. Yeah. That's another thing I need to mention.
His wife,
who plays It's odd. It was an odd film. It was 95 minutes. Not very long. I'll watch it if you want. I'm not so prescriptive.
Yeah.
It's £2.50 on YouTube.
You've done that?
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
I'm serious about this podcast, Liam. I'm very serious.
Surely.
Yeah, you've got time for that. I believe in following the rules and not stealing from things.
Should we just
talk? Yeah, should we jump to like Half Nelson?
No, let's do.
Should we jump to Blue Valentine? All Good Things, like 2011.
Nah, like 2012. Murder by Numbers is good.
Murder by Numbers.
So
that's the one with
him and Michael Pitt and Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, yes.
Sandra Bullock's the police officer, and Michael Pitt and Ryan Gosling kill someone.
Yes.
And no, they kill a couple of people. They kill a girl, and this is the thing. It's like the perfect crime. They're wondering if they're kind of two rich kids, and they're trying to get away with it, basically.
And she's the detective, like looking out.
Yeah. They're both really good in it.
More things.
It's really good.
Cool, man.
Definitely a strong recommendation if you like that sort of
One
thing.
of his films. That was 2002.
Dating from that though, which is really weird.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, because he's like young in it.
He's very young.
He's a young man.
He's a young man. That's something you want to know. There you go.
Notebook.
Did you cry?
No.
Nah.
What bit are you meant to cry at?
The bit where she recognises who she is and then loses it again.
No.
Didn't care.
But it's a good film.
It's a good film. That's a spoiler, I suppose.
All Good Things.
I much prefer Lars and the Real Girl. I've got to say that. Lars to All Good Things. Yeah, is it scary? Were you scared?
No.
No, I didn't find it very scary. Apparently they didn't like, this is something I read, reading the Wikipedia page. Him and Kirsten Dunst didn't talk during that whole production.
Did they not get on?
Ryan, in order to, because he's very method, apparently, I don't know, he didn't talk to her, hang out. They didn't have any relationship outside of the filming, to any great extent, and like he didn't really enjoy filming it, mostly because he was like, being this sort of freaky, horrible man. So that was a bad time in his life.
Blue Valentine is really good. It's very, very good.
We've moved. Did we skip?
No, yeah, we
skipped some stuff here.
No, not really.
All right, carry on. Lars and the Real Girl, there it is.
Yeah.
Regeneration.
Blue Valentine, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I'd recommend it. I just feel like people, that's like a Ryan Gosling people have seen.
I don't think so. I hadn't seen it until a couple of months ago.
Alright. And you liked it? It's up there in terms of his canon.
Him and Michelle Williams are great in it. It's just it's a horrible story.
Yeah.
It's I guess realistic to some people.
Hopefully not to you.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it's not a happy film.
No, it's not.
Maybe something you need to be in the mood for.
Lars and the Real Girl's better.
Jesus Christ.
We're just looking at the list here. Audience. We talk about Drive. Like that bit. 2011 is like he was making lots and lots of films.
Drive
that was a big period.
I think we've both said.
But The Ides of March. Watch that.
No.
The Ides of March is quite good. That was the same sort of time he did the Crazy Stupid Love, Drive, and Ides of March all came out in 2011. And then I guess All Good Things Generation 2, like he did 5 films in 2 years.
Place Beyond the Pines is good.
Place Beyond the Pines is good.
He's not in it that much though.
First half. The first half is stronger than the second half.
Maybe first half
is stronger than the second.
The cast is incredible. I like it up until the end.
Yeah.
Where there's like a character does something that you're just like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
But I definitely recommend it.
Gangster Squad. Only God Forgives. Should we talk about that? Yeah,
it's
you don't feel up for this podcast.
No. It's like
are you like done?
No. I just think like.
So let me do something. Let me ask you a question. When you first watched it, right?
Only God Forgives.
In the cinema, you saw it. Lights come up.
I didn't see it in the cinema.
All right. Wherever you were when you saw it, what were your first thoughts, and like why did it become your favourite film? Like, tell me that story. I want to hear about that because I saw it and was just like, why?
Yeah, I didn't
do it.
I just pretended to like it. I guess.
So like, how did that process come about?
What do you mean? What do you want from me?
I find it interesting. I'm curious.
That I've done that.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
like what would you say to people?
It's not a bad film. It's just not a film for everyone, I suppose. But it's if you read into it, it's one of these films. If you read into, it gets better. I would say just watching it on its own, unless you really think about it or discuss it with people. Yeah. If you just take it as a film, you're not going to enjoy it.
If you like ice picks people's eyes, you'll like it.
Who's that?
There's like the bit where they're doing the karaoke and they're being offered food on like watermelons on sticks, and then someone grabs one of the sticks and like does them in the eye.
I don't even remember that.
I remember that.
But he's really good in it. I like the bit where he says, "You want to fight?" The police commissioner or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't like. There's so much to talk about with it, and there's so much. It could be its own episode.
Why not? This is the episode.
There's so much imagery, and obviously the police commissioner's meant to be the god figure.
Yeah. And Winding has a good sense for music, I think.
Yeah,
it's a great.
It looks beautiful, and it's like it's got a really dark feel to it.
It's a big element.
Every time there's like he does something violent or something, and the police commissioner it's like he's cleansing himself.
Yeah.
There's a karaoke scene, and you just need to watch it.
Yeah.
Like this 3 minute.
Yeah.
There's this older Asian guy singing karaoke,
and he's singing like Western numbers. They're singing like translations of Western like big hits.
Where is it set again?
I think it's somewhere in Asia. Good fact. Let's find out.
But
you don't like it? You've gone off it.
I've not watched. I think I've watched it twice.
Bangkok.
Bangkok, correct.
Shot and location, Bangkok. It won. It competed for the Palme d'Or, but didn't get it.
I'm shocked.
Oh yeah, as a fan of it, I was only watched it really on the victory of Drive, on how I love Drive and that, like, and what came out thinking like, I guess like he's kind of a similar character. It's kind of like the setting was very strong. It was stylized. It was a really stylized film, but I came out of Drive thinking, God, I love films, and like this is why I go to watch films. Came out of Only God thinking that was weird with the toothpick. That was a weird bit.
Yeah, but it's not
with
like
the arms getting cut off.
It's not like a weird film where you come out and you're like, I fucking loved that. The bit at the end, obviously, where he's getting the spoilers for On God Forgives, but who really cares?
Who really?
But
at this point,
where he gets his hand cut off and you're just like, what? What?
I hope there's a Only God Forgives. Like this time it's personal, and he's got robot arms. And
that would be fucking rad.
Bring it on.
There is a lot to like in it. His performance is great, and some of the aspects of the story are really good, and some of the action in it's really good. But I think the story, the plot, is its problem.
Yeah, I think it
style over substance.
Style over substance. Nailed it. I was going to go into a big long thing where I was essentially going to say style over substance. What about I never saw White Shadow 2013?
Don't know what that is.
That one flew under the river. Lost River. I've talked about that. I'd recommend it, guys. I don't want to talk about it too much actually, because I quite recommend it.
Big Short is incredible, and
he's got funny hair.
He's a shit in it.
They make him look like a shit. Yeah,
I really like the bit where he's in the toilet and he's just realised he's going to get a lot of money, or he's just and he says, "I'm jacked to the tits," but he's like really high pitched. I love that bit.
Yeah.
The Nice Guys, he was great in.
Yeah, he's got a funny moustache in that.
Those two films, one after another, it was like, he can be funny as well. Like he's done, because he was starting to get this vibe for like he's just so serious and quiet, and he doesn't really say much in his film. But then he goes on to do like The Big Short and The Nice Guys and the La La Land.
The La La Land.
Shut the fuck up! All right, I'm trying to do this. And then, like
trying to make something.
Those three in a row are like all pretty light-hearted, and obviously The Big Short's like a horrible story about
he's only one, he's a small cog in that one as well. In La La Land he definitely leads as like, I'm a leading man,
but he's also really likeable and quite funny.
It's essentially him. I feel like Ryan Gosling doesn't do a lot of like, everything is sort of an offshoot of a kind of Ryan that we're quite familiar with, or like what we see of Ryan on Ryan, like I know him personally. My mate Rye. When you see Ryan Gosling on interviews and on screen, sort of not acting, I feel like that is always kind of something. There's he's performing at all times, and everything is kind of an offshoot of that performance. Perhaps is what I'm trying to say.
And then he done
Song to Song.
I've not seen it, but we bought it because it sounds interesting.
It's on Amazon.
The trailer looks terrible.
I wasn't. I had a choice. I could have watched it during doing my film report homework, but I didn't. So about Blade Runner.
I've seen it once.
He was really good in Blade Runner.
It's a fucking slog to get through. It is, obviously it is. It's like 3 hours long, and fucking nothing happens in it.
Flew by.
But he is great in it. He's really good
Officer
in it.
K. I love him. Like, I thought that film was awesome. It was really good, and it's like it's back to that. He's a quiet, reserved dude,
but he's angry
and he's fucking furious.
He's back and he's pissed.
I like
First Man.
First Man. Do you like First Man?
It's okay. It's pretty good.
Quite good when he got on the moon, eh?
And then he cried and he threw the bracelet.
All that water in
the
spacesuit. Apparently, yes. Apparently, that's the story. But he didn't leave anything for the little boys on the moon.
Good.
He left lots of. I thought the little boys.
Remember when he
really
sits down and has that chat and he's talking to him like it's an employee of his. I would just be like, what is wrong with you? Are you okay?
I don't think they got on. Like he was a bit. I think that's what great men are. They're a bit like fucking weird. Great people are just a bit like, you're not real. Like, be real for a second.
Yeah,
Lance.
First Man on the Moon, good on him. But that's up to date.
There we go.
That's all these films.
We're up to the modern day. Has he got any in post production?
No, nothing that's on his wiki anyway. But he's got
which is what we are right now. We're just basically.
He's got a music career.
Oh yeah, Dead Man's Bones. I've listened to them. I'll say that.
What do you like?
Quite cool, quite grungy, punky sort of thing. He's got like a good voice.
Okay.
Yeah,
also, he sings as well.
Yeah,
he can't do it all, Ryan.
I think if you had lots of money and like you liked playing and you're like, I'm just gonna make a band and I'm just gonna like release an album, like, wouldn't you? Shut up, you would.
Jesus, there's a lot happening there.
You would though. You would admit it. You would. If you had a lot of money, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I think you would.
I would whittle.
You would whittle,
and then I'd sell So yeah, that was a weird episode.
Yeah, guys, write in because clearly we're losing the plot.
That's been an hour.
We did an hour.
No, so next week this is all getting jacked to the tits for Avengers.
Oh right, we're doing some Avengers stuff.
Next week we are going to do. I don't know if we're going to do favourite of all. I don't know.
Of all, you did like a little circular motion.
Right.
Of
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do it. Right. MCU. Okay, and I don't know if we're going to do like all of them in order, or we're just going to pick like. I say we pick a few.
Jesus Christ!
Shut the fuck up. We'll be fine.
We won't be fine. Did you not see how this went? This is going to be mental.
Right. We're just going to. Yeah, we're going to pick like. I'll pick my 3 favourites. You pick your 3 favourites.
Yeah.
And then. So next week it'll be worst, and then the following week it'll be best.
Guys, write in. You've got all the power here. If you write in and give us a suggestion, like honestly, first come, first serve.
Who do you think you are? Not writing in. Just be a pal.
Yeah, help us out for Christ's sake. We're trying. We're just doesn't take. It takes a village, as they say.
What does that mean?
It takes a village, like to raise someone, to make something work. It takes a community of people.
Is that from the Bible?
Probably.
Could be. Everything is.
A lot of things are.
Right. Thank you very much if you had made it through the whole way.
Yeah, I can't believe you get a point. That's
sorry if this wasn't
what you're expecting.
I don't even know what this was.
You've got expectations.
But it was a good time.
I mean, it was your suggestion.
Had fun.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Cats had fun.
Cats were a bit touch and go for a second.
Yeah.
Worked out.
But yeah, if you can subscribe on YouTube.
Follow us on Spotify.
Yep. Follow us on
Twitter. Twitter's coming. What's the handle?
I don't know. You're in charge.
Fuck. Look us up. Look us up.
One. I run everything else. So.
Look us up on Twitter. I'm going to be tweeting very soon.
Have you not even tweeted?
I'm going to be tweeting very soon. I said that. Don't come for me, Liam.
Yeah, I mean, don't start saying that. I hate that chat.
Don't come for me. I'll come for you.
Don't come for me.
Don't.
Right. Thank you very much. We will see you next week for some Marvel chat.
Some Marvel chat.
Yeah.